Also, we can't all race in the Tour de France. Stage 4 is happening right now as we speak, but we can experience the thrill on a cyber bike. And there is no one better to tell us about that than Greg LeMond, the man you see there, the first American to win the Tour de France. You can see him there, but he's going to be talking about it in just a few moments.
He looks like he could still race in the Tour de France. I saw him upstairs, and that outfit doesn't hide anything. Let me tell you that.
He looks like he's brave man.
He's in great shape.
Yes, he is.
Well, you know.
Woo.
Okay.
And Mr. Roker?
I'm going to enter the Tour de France on a big wheel.
In 1986, cyclist Greg LeMond became the first American to win the Tour de France. He repeated that success in 1989 and in 1990. Well, these days, to raise awareness about his sport, LeMond participates in race-related activities such as the 2002 Saturn Cycling Classic to be held in Colorado next month. Greg, good morning. And an honor to meet you. So exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, what a big, athlete you are, a major athlete.
I'm bigger than I was when I was racing.
Because you had to be
30 pounds heavier.
Oh, really? Well, you're still looking good, Greg. You know, the Tour de France, as we speak, Stage 10 is happening right now in France. What's your bet on who the winner will be this year?
I still think Lance is going to probably dominate the race.
Even though he took a fall over the weekend.
Yeah, and he didn't dominate the time trial like he normally does, but and it could be one of the best tours in the last 3 years.
Why do you say?
Well, he usually wins the time trials by a minute or two, and he lost by 10 seconds. Very close still. He is superior, I think, in the mountains, and I think he still has the best chance. But it might be the most competitive race for him in terms of competition.
Because the mountains are last.
Yeah, they're coming up. Actually, tomorrow's a big mountain stage, and then it's geared towards the end of the tour. But it seems like the other riders have come up quite a bit this year. A lot of Spanish riders, Colombians, won the time trial, so it could be a tough race for him.
A lot of people hoping for Lance, especially because a lot of people are such fans after his book. It's not about the bike. But let's move on to another major race. You know, you're involved with this Saturn Classic in Colorado. People say this is the toughest one-day race of all. Why?
Well, it is definitely the toughest one-day race in the United States, and it ranks among the toughest one-day races in the world. Mainly, there's almost 14,000 feet of climbing. The altitude that they climb from, from Boulder to Breckenridge, it's basically taking a Tour de France stage and duplicating it here in the United States, but a one-day race where everybody's going flat out.
But yeah, but also, as you mentioned, this high altitude, I mean, that's got to affect the racing. How do you prepare for such a thing?
Well, if you're smart, you go there about 4 or 5 weeks before, because it doesn't really help to go there just the day before. You usually will, maybe a 20% difference in performance. So.
Of course, training is also another way to be smart, and you've actually got us on a kind of a new gizmo. It's called a cyber bike. Tell us about it and how it was developed.
Well, the cyber bike, Saturn's been sponsoring, I sponsor the Saturn cycling team with my bikes also, but they've been sponsoring cycling for about 10 years now, and they will try to make a connection between racing and their customer. And so they bring these events, and you can actually race against me or Lance Armstrong. We can program the weight, height. It actually takes into account drafting, and so you get kind of a racing experience on a computer. You don't have to worry about getting hit by a car or me taking you down. Unless you take yourself down.
So, which is possible, even though it's stationary.
Racing
I could do that.
You could be bumping our elbows in a race. And if you watch the Tour de France, there's a lot of crashes. And
okay, so
this gives you a taste of it without really being involved in it.
Okay, so basically when you're on this bike, get us started. What's the best thing? Obviously, you've got to raise and lower the seat to make it comfortable
for you.
Good
seat, good position. And then this is going to be a 30-second quarter-mile race, basically anaerobic.
You'll be 30 seconds.
No oxygen.
I'll be 2 minutes.
So it's flat out. And they can program races up to an hour, 2 hours, whatever. But we'll do a very short race.
So this is basically a bottom line, a great way for you to test yourself and get a lot of young people
basically.
And that's your
interested
idea.
in racing, yeah. Get people interested in racing. You know, the sport is so big in Europe, and it's really popular now because of what Lance is doing. But it'd be nice to see more races in the United States, like the Saturn Cycling Classic.
Okay, well, we have actually somebody here who's going to help us announce this race. His name is David Towell, and good morning, David. Thanks for joining us here. So you get us started. Tell us what to do.
All right, well, both of our riders now, Greg is the red bike, and you're going to be the yellow bike. You've got your monitor right in front of you.
Okay.
So there you are. Eric is going to hit a button, and the countdown will begin. Looks like both our riders are ready, so Greg and Ann, watch your screens. There's the countdown.
Oh, no.
And it's Saturn Cyber Bike racing time. So there you go, out on the course right now.
No.
And with a terrific snap off of the line.
Oh,
great
come on,
work,
Greg.
Ann. Now,
so
we see the yellow arrow and taking the early lead. Greg LeMond is going to need to open the throttle up here as he's going to try to close down what looks like a 10-meter gap. Now, look at the red arrow. LeMond is charging through the middle part of the course, but Ann Curry holding on. Ann, eighth of a mile to go. You're more than an eighth of a mile through the course. Look at the red arrow from LeMond. He's now closed that gap down. It's a horse race to the line. Both riders have the throttle wide open right now. Ann Curry burying herself, digging very, very deep. The line is about 20 meters away. It looks like Curry on the yellow bike is going to post it.
Woo.
Oh, so close. Great race, you two. That's what Saturn Cycling Bike is all
You beat
about.
me.
No, I didn't. You just
300ths of a second.
100ths
Did you
of a
guys give me a
second.
handicap here?
That was absolutely legit.
No, that was straight out. Straight
Very
out.
good job.
You beat me.
I did not.
Yeah.
He's just being nice. You know, you guys, he's Greg LeMond, people. Thank you, Greg, and good luck.
Thank you, Ann.
Colorado.
Honor to race you.
And if I can catch my breath now, here's the... Ow.
And you seem too tired. Too tired. In fact, you spoke very well. Spoke, get it? Anyway.